Saturdays, and she taught me how to sew, and we cooked on Sundays together. And my mom and dad had retired and moved away, and so Gigi, as I fondly call her now, just became my surrogate mother. And Brad and I have been married 35 years, and Gigi and I have never, ever had a crossword. I mean,
oh my gosh.
she is the dearest of all friends that I could ever have on the face of the earth. And now, one thing about Gigi, don't mess with her kids. But that, I think, is the most blessed that I am, that I picked that trait up from her. You know, you can mess with all these other things, but don't mess with my kids. They're just, and she really did teach me how to honor my family and my children. And a hard working woman. They owned a business, and she ran the business in the home, and she was so, and she didn't need to, but she wanted to make all of the baby clothes when they were born. And I'll never forget the first Christmas. We all had matching denim jackets, Brad and Drew, and little baby Drew and I, and she just had such a gift to do whatever she set her mind out to do. But I think the most beautiful thing I want to share today is the love that Gigi has for my mother. Girls, that's very rare, but these two, they're rooming together this week.
Aww.
And they meet for lunch, and
cool.
There's never been a jealous bone. There's just always been so much, and that is what I hope for Courtney. I just hope that she can see from her grandmothers the great, beautiful example that they have set for me, and how it's helped me in my marriage. And the last woman I want to honor is my precious daughter.
Oh. Oh.
It's hard to say. But it's been beyond a blessing to raise her. We knew she was pretty special when she was 18 years old, and her dad threw her off the end of the boat to learn how to water ski, and he goes, "Hold on to the rope." And she never let go. She was preceded by 4 older cousins, her brother being one of them, but there were 4 boys in the family when we had Courtney. And so we hadn't had a little baby girl yet, and it was just such a miracle that I had Pink in the womb. And so naturally, she wasn't very feminine. She wanted to do all the things her brother and her cousins did. She tried very hard. Her brother would actually bring his classmates home from school to arm wrestle his baby sister. She can beat you. I know it. She will beat you. Which she did. And Drew was so proud of that. He thought it was so cool that his little sister could arm wrestle his buddies and beat them. Courtney grew up, I introduced her to gymnastics when she was like 2.5 years old, and she, as everything she has done in her life, she took it very serious. She was going to be the very best at it. And so she began to live her life actually at the gymnastic club. And she had a second set of parents there. And she gave all of her evenings every Saturday. She gave up all of her slumber parties for junk food. I mean, I wished I had eaten as healthy as she did. But she really took it very seriously. She worked very hard at it, and she became very good at gymnastics. But by the time she was in 7th grade and she was noticing all this other fun stuff to do, there was like tryouts for volleyball. And 2 weeks before the tryout, she goes, "I'm going to try. I think I can do this." So we had to quit gymnastics, and that was a huge piece of her life. But she was just totally ready to let it go. And of course, she made the volleyball team. But 2 weeks into training, she had an emergency appendectomy, and she had to sit it out. But she continued to play school sports, and again, just everything she did. Courtney always really, really put her heart and soul to it. The thing I know that I'm the very most proud of Courtney for is when she was 10 years old, she gave her life to Jesus. And our baptismal the heater in it was broken, and it was like December 10th. And she said, no, I'm going to be baptized. Now, we immerse in our church, and Courtney walks up those stairs in that ice cold water and gets her little self immersed. But it was a really neat day for us. And Courtney has a huge faith in God. And about 4 years ago, Courtney had some extreme health problems. And she was living with Brad and I, and she said, Mom, could we get up every morning? We met about 6 a.m. every morning, and we prayed together for her King David. I always said, someday you will get your King David. And so we would get up every morning and exchange prayers for the man that we knew someday God would be good to bring into her life. And so the whole Adam thing was just, it was an answer to prayer. First it was a surprise that everything happened so quickly, and he was seemingly so perfect for her. But, Courtney and I have always known, when I went through my breast cancer thing, and the surgeon said to me, she goes, well, you're just really lucky you caught this so quickly. And Courtney stood up and looked her right in the eye and said, we're not lucky. We have God, and God helped us find this breast cancer. So, I don't know. And you all know, as you raise these young women, and then all of a sudden they become more like the parent, and I feel like the child. Brad and I have learned a lot from Courtney. We love her very, very much, and we wish her all the best. And I had found a card that so represents how I feel about her, and I want to close with this, if you'll forgive me for reading, because I can't memorize anymore. But it says, when I look at you, I not only see a daughter, but I see a girl who has become an amazing woman. When I look at you, I think of your kindness and compassion and how positively you view the world. I think of how hard you work in your emergency room and helping people heal. Yet I see that little girl within you who still knows how to play soccer and to dream big dreams. When I look at you, I think of so many great times that we've shared together, laughing, talking, and remembering. I look at you and I see a daughter who has made me very, very proud. A daughter who is a friend for life. Oh. I love you so much. Oh,
Oh, goodness. Okay. I need my black